All right, so we have entered the end of season 3 here with the first part of 2 chapters. We have season 3, episode 9, Revelations, chapter 1, of course, to be followed by chapter 2, closing out season 3 next Sunday. So let's talk about chapter 1 here. I felt this was a pretty uneventful episode, and we're
Mm,
like 45 minutes away from the end of this season.
yeah, we're really close.
And I'm just there's gonna need to be a lot
Yeah.
happening in the next episode because this just felt like um this felt like it was the episode where everyone needed to share their feelings,
Yeah, you said that when we were watching it.
which I feel like should have happened somewhere in the middle
Middle.
of the season. That's like a good place to do that. Episode 5 or 6
Right.
of 10 would be a time for everyone to like, get their emotions out there and get all touchy feely with one another, which I have no problem with. It's part of the character development. But when we're this late into the season, things need to be happening. And I am not one that typically is like nothing's happening. We
Mhm.
usually kind of make fun of people who are like, this show is, getting on my nerves because nothing ever happens and they're never
Yeah.
going to answer any questions. And it's like, come on, like give them their time, let them flesh it out, whatever. But man, I really did feel myself becoming like one of those people in this episode where I was like, because they love to do this thing where they show something that's of intrigue,
Mhm.
and then before revealing what it is, they cut away to another
Oh,
thing.
yes, yeah,
They did that with
they're
all of Elgin's pictures.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
love to do that shit.
they do. I know. It's very frustrating because it would be one thing if they like do the cutaway and then like they come back to it maybe like in that same episode, but there's been times where they've done that and then you don't know anything else about it until the next episode.
Or more.
Or more. And I get it, like they're trying to build suspense, they're trying to like get the intrigue and everything up, but I feel like it's already there at this point. I mean, I don't know, I just feel like everyone that stuck around, like, we're there because we want to know what's going on. And I also felt like the boy in white in this episode, he makes like a comment where he's like, I tried to help Christopher, but I think it's better if you just find out for yourselves, which to me almost felt like the writers talking to the audience by being like, we're not going to tell you, like, you just need to figure it out, or like wait until the end,
Yeah.
basically. Which was just funny. I thought that was kind of a nod.
Yeah, even the people who have the answers want to keep things secret.
Yeah.
And it's like, just tell us. Let's just get on with this because, you know, reveal the answers of your mystery by then creating a new mystery, because when one mystery goes on for too long, you start to feel very uninterested with the same question relentlessly,
Yeah.
right? So, with Lost, which is another show that these guys created and did, for the first episode or for the first season, John finds a hatch, right? And he eventually opens the hatch, and then season 2 is about what's in the
Yeah.
hatch. Then season 3 is about the others and like their world and everything. So they're presenting new ideas per season.
Yes.
But if we were still like trying to get in the hatch
Right.
after 3 seasons of
Yeah.
Lost, I'd be like, I don't care what's in that hatch anymore.
Right.
I just have lost interest. I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't need to know. I'm over it. And I feel like we are getting to that place with this show where it's like, we've got to move on to something else. We've got to get to a place where, maybe they get to a different town, and they
Sure.
find other places. They kind of did that this season where they've introduced a couple new ruins, but like nothing's really
There
come of them.
no, like it doesn't feel like there's anything much like left behind from aside from like the structures themselves and like I guess the bottle trees. They're not like finding things from other people. Which, yeah, I think that would have at least been interesting if they were like finding like journals or I don't know, just something,
What
you
would
know?
have been cool and what should have happened, and maybe we'll get something like that at the end of this season or something, I highly doubt it, is if when they found that town, there was a whole colony of people there
Sure.
that were like, where the hell did you guys come from?
Yeah.
We've been here for years. We can't get out of this town. And they find like another
Yeah.
town like theirs.
Yeah.
And then
Sure.
they all have different stories and different things to share with one another. And it starts expanding,
Yeah.
right? Almost like Walking Dead when there's Alexandria and there's
Sure.
like these different towns and there's communities and they're moving things along, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like we're becoming a tad stagnant at this point. Like
Yeah.
we're still doing the same thing that we were at the end of last season. Like, you know, Tabitha was trying to get to the tree
Mm.
and get out of town, and now the whole town, like you know, Jade and people are like trying to get to the tree to get out of town. It's like
Hmm.
we did this.
Yeah.
She got out of town, and then she
Sure.
comes back, and it's like we need to get back to the tree. We need to get back out of town. It's like
Yeah,
come on, man.
the bulk of this episode revolves around Fatima and like people, a search party basically
Yeah.
getting started. But there's some other little things, of course, like as you said, it's a lot of like kind of characters opening up to each other or like halfway revealing things.
Well, let's start at the beginning. So
Yeah.
we have Boyd, who is showing signs of his Parkinson's progressing. I looked up the stages of Parkinson's out of curiosity. Stage one is one side of the body, especially your hands have tremors, which is how this started. Stage two was both sides of your body start to be affected and you start to have big bouts of dizziness.
Mm-hmm.
Then stage three is like you start to lose control of your motor functions. So, and then it goes on from there. But it seems like Boyd's somewhere between stage two and three. So yes, eventually he will become pretty much immobile from this, and he's setting up, you know, his son, telling him like, hey, you know, this is what's going on, and then
Yeah.
trying to get Kenny to take over for him, which he declines and says, I'll be your deputy, but
Right.
I don't want to take over. Which, will we get to a place where Boyd has become completely riddled with his illness and is addled to the point of not being able to actually function and move as much anymore and get up?
It's possible. I don't know how many seasons are planned for this show. Because I think, if that's the case, like, yeah, there's Kenny, but they have a police officer there now who I feel like is more than happy to, fill the void if Boyd is to
the
step the
the
void,
Boyd
the
the
Boyd
Boyd void.
void, the Boyd void, if he's to step down or
Yeah.
become unable to, like, do his thing. Um,
Far,
yeah, I mean, it's
yeah.
possible. It's possible that it like progresses a lot faster because of where they are. So like next season, like he's just can't move around as much as possible or as much as he used to, I mean.
Yeah.
Um yeah, we'll see, but
The show also really never tries to take many risks. As
mm,
far as like how many seasons they have planned, I think as long as the ratings hold up, because to my knowledge, this is MGM Plus's like flagship freaking like tent pole show. Like I don't know any other MGM Plus shows. We've watched a couple movies on there since we've had it, but I don't know any other like originals that are on there. And this is the one show everyone seems to watch. If they were to lose from, I think they'd lose most of their subscribers. So I think that they're banking on this show hard right
mm,
now because they're not really offering anything else. What other MGM shows are there that are like MGM Plus originals that are currently airing right now, week to week, that people are like interested in and actually watch? From's the only one that I'm aware of.
yeah.
So I think that right now they're banking a lot on this show. So I would assume behind the scenes they're like, how far can we stretch this shit?
Yeah.
That's why I'm believing that we are stretching these small questions out in, you know, forever,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Because I think they want to make this show 10 freaking seasons, and it's like no one's gonna stick around. How many comments do we get at this point that are like, I'm done with the
Sure, we've got
show?
a
They
ton
never
of
answer
people
any
that are
questions.
frustrated, and it's understandable. I mean, we really like the character building and everything, so we're more, maybe a little more patient, but I think a lot of people are feeling that, like, you know, they want answers, and it's fair. When you have a mystery show like we've talked about, there is a nice balance between like giving answers and asking more questions, and the show definitely feels a little bit more lopsided where you have more questions and not enough answers. um
Sure.
yeah, but the other thing in this episode, as far as, well, there's a couple dad related things, I guess. Jim and Tabitha sort of have like a little, they make up a bit,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
good. Like, I think that Jim, I like how he acts in this episode. I think it shows that he's like maturing, I guess, or like he's past his little like stint of, nihilism and whatever.
Yeah, he says he's on board with her 100%.
Yes. And then when he goes to confront Randall about why he and Julie were in the woods, I liked how he handled that. I felt like there was like, I was worried that he was going to start freaking out on him and be like, stay away from my daughter, and like
100%.
do all that like Papa Bear type of stuff. But instead, he was just kind of like, I'm asking you, like, she doesn't talk about what happened, like what went on. And, Randall like gives him you know, as much of an answer, I guess, as you would expect from him. Like,
From Randall,
mostly
yeah.
just being like, I don't really want to talk about it because it's tough for me, but I told her not to go back to the ruins because they fell off,
Yeah.
and teach her how to drive.
This episode just further solidified my belief that Mary is drugging them.
Oh, right. Yeah. You were like, say, when
Yeah.
she hands Julia the like cup of water.
Yeah, she was like, here, drink this, comes out of nowhere with the water. And then when um, something happens and Randall, I think Randall's by himself.
Yeah. He like
He
starts hearing the
he
bugs.
finally, yeah, he starts hearing something, and then he knocks a glass of water off of his like desk or whatever. And I thought of that. I mean, I had already suggested that Mary was up to something, um with them being their caretaker, being in charge of the medicine, because we do get a look at those drugs that could make things much worse for you, right? Like they specifically said, don't give her those drugs. It could make her way worse if you give them those, and
Yeah.
it's not like your prescription.
Right.
I think Mary is drugging both Randall and Julie, and I'm like 99.9% positive now with how she gave Julie the water.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be revealed that she's been drugging both of them. And when she gave her the water in this episode, I was yelling at Kaylee. I was like, see, I knew it. She is 100% drugging them. I don't see any other reason why they put such a focus on those drugs, and we're
Yeah.
like,
I
people can lose their minds if they take those drugs. And then you have both Julie and Randall seemingly cannot keep their minds in order, but Mary doesn't seem to be struggling at all.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. I don't know what
I
to
think
think
she
of
was
it yet.
given some vision,
Yeah.
like
It's
while she was
possible.
in there.
Everybody is like, we have Elgin, obviously, Sarah, like even Jade, like Victor, like so many people. I mean, gosh, Tabitha,
They're controlled
literally
by the voices.
everyone except for maybe like Donna
Yeah.
and like some of the other like side characters that we don't really know what goes on in their heads
Yeah.
and like what's happening, but like everyone else sees people, hears voices, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, we will see if you're right on that, but it was funny to see your reaction when she hands her the water. um yeah, so I like everything that goes on with their family as far as this goes. They try to take the kids out to the diner to have like breakfast, and um Ethan is sad because he misses the pancakes that he used to have there. And anyway,
He
while
goes into the bathroom, which is
yeah,
like a weird thing to add for no reason. And Jim's like, I'm going to wait for him. And then I was like, okay, there's going to be something that comes of that. And then he just comes out and they just walk out together. It was a really weird insertion of, because, like screenplay 101 is you never add anything for no reason,
Sure.
right? So I don't know what that could be, like what he went to go do in the bathroom, outside of just going to the bathroom. But did he go in there to do something, to talk to somebody? Like, are we going to find out in the next episode that he had some involvement with something, that he
I
went
don't
in
know.
there? Like, I don't, it just seemed weird. It didn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me. It was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then, like, he left. And then Jim's like, I'm going to wait for him. And then a couple minutes later, minute later, he just comes out and he's like, all right, let's go outside. It why would you write that in?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
separate them for any
Right.
reason. Tabitha and Julie don't go outside and hear something that Jim didn't do, didn't hear, and now he has not the context that they do. There's no interaction between Jim and Ethan as he comes out of the bathroom, or they have like a little cute moment together as like father and son away from them. Like there's no reason for it. So there's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
What that could be, I have no idea.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because he's
Because
only
while
gone
he
for what,
goes,
30 seconds?
yeah, he's not gone for long at all.
Does he have anything that he could have went and hid? Is there anything that
I
you
don't
can
think
think of
so.
that? I mean, he was supposed to help Jade figure out that puzzle.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything that he had. I mean, it could just be that he went to the restroom and they just like
Because they called the meeting after he had even left. So it's not like he heard that there
no,
was a
yeah.
meeting coming and he's like, hold on, I go to the bathroom to go hide something that he doesn't want
No,
like the meeting to
he
be
went to the
about.
restroom and then that was when Julie started saying like he probably feels guilty because I asked him what to do and blah 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 and then the meeting gets called and the meeting gets
Hmm.
called because Boyd goes to talk to Donna, which we see a photo of her and her is that her partner or
Yeah.
have we seen
That's
that
who they,
before?
yeah, they came
Oh,
together in
okay.
the car.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
they,
Oh,
they
that's
pull up
right.
at night.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just feel like we haven't really focused on Donna's like
Past.
yeah, that
Yeah.
much. So I was like, wait, okay.
That makes me believe she's going to see her.
Maybe. Yeah,
Since
to
we
draw
drew attention
attention to
back to
it.
her, yeah.
And Boyd comes in and she tells him like I'm not going to tell everybody about Fatima like and he's like, "Well, she's gone, so we need to do something." And that's when they called a meeting and I think they handle it pretty well. Boyd is like, "We found out that she's gone and is somewhere nearby." And some rando is like, "How do you know that?" And instead of telling Sarah, because obviously Sarah, comes to Boyd and Elgin, or no, sorry,
Ellis.
Boyd and Ellis when
Sorry.
they're having their moment, and she
Yeah.
admits that like the voices told her that Fatima was taken
Yeah.
away by something,
Which, of course,
and
your
that they
first
won't find
belief,
her.
everybody in town would be like, she kidnapped her.
Right,
Right?
but
She
they
killed
don't
her.
they don't tell that it's Sarah. Although Donna does tell does tell what's her name, the police officer
Acosta.
Acosta. She tells her that Sarah did that, and Acosta very, you know, like yeah,
Unsurprisingly.
yeah, as expected, is like the girl who murders people. Like what if she's just making up a story? Yeah, I think that something bad. I still feel like something bad can happen to Sarah. I'm definitely still like worried about her, and
The show never takes any risks
but
with
you're right
anybody
though.
anyway.
Like
I mean, who
it's
have they killed since we started watching that was like a big, like, oh my God, what a huge moment. I can't
I mean,
believe
yeah,
they
like we've
killed
had
that
deaths, we've
character.
had Tilly, we've had whatever that guy's
Tilly's a
name is,
minor
but these aren't the
character.
big ones. So there's a possibility that somebody major is going to die. What would be
I
crazy is if
hope so.
Tabitha dies next episode because they all everybody splits off to go look in for Fatima. So we have all these moments. We have Kenny and Boyd talking, and then Elgin goes with Ellis,
The most obvious death
but
that I would assume would be Ellis.
Ellis, Fatima, or Tabitha is my guess. Because when Tabitha,
There's too much story left for
I know, but
Tabitha.
I just felt like her vision.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there might be something to that because so Tabitha and Julie are walking around and they find the root cellar because
Yeah.
they're led there by one of the ghost children.
Yeah.
And they go down in it because the root cellar is open
Yeah.
and Victor's down there and he's, having his moment and Tabitha like touches him and gets like a vision
Yeah.
of his mom running off in the middle of the night. She gets to the bottle tree and then she gets attacked by one of the monsters.
I thought for sure we were gonna find out that Victor killed her. The way that he's like, it's my fault, and she's like, no, it isn't. And then she touches him and is like, and then when she goes to have the vision and we see what it happens, where I was like, oh shit, did Victor kill her? That'd be wild. Like he's, the original evil or something. And then no, she just gets killed by one of the random monsters that we've seen before. And it's like, so she never made it to the tree. She just gets killed,
Yeah.
which is like a revelation. That's like, okay, like I guess that's kind of a big thing, but
Well,
like
it's kind
it's
of like
not really that
it's
big of a thing for me. It's like
hmm.
she never came back. She's been gone for like 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah, but
she's
it's
fucking
kind of like a
dead.
defeating kind of thing. Like maybe Tabitha was hoping like she could get to the point, like get farther or whatever. But
No, for
um,
me actually that's less for me
oh,
me
okay,
because like if I found out she never made it to the tree, then it's like, oh, okay, so no one's ever been as far as me. So I
hmm.
have gotten farther than anyone. It's not like she left and tried to like she went through the tree and ended up somewhere else and it like never came back because those
Sure,
those would be unanswered questions. But when she just gets killed on the way to the tree, that's pretty obvious. I mean, when
sure,
you're out in the woods by yourself at night, probably going to get killed. The fact that she never came back, the confirmation that she just died, it's like that sucks. Now I got to tell Victor, like I saw his mom dead. I got to tell Henry his wife is dead. Like that sucks. But at the same time, for me, it's like, well, that's actually better information for me because now I know I've been the furthest. I can get out again. She didn't get lost. She just died, as one would expect. She never came back anyway. So, of course, she's dead.
yeah.
So to me, it's not a
I guess I
big
mean,
revelation.
yeah. I don't think it's like a huge revelation either. I feel like maybe there's something to that with like Tabitha's character. I don't know.
She
She
seems
just
like
had a
this is some
very
big thing.
emotional
Yeah.
reaction. And of course, whilst that's happening, Fatima is being like silenced by that drowned woman who
Yeah.
like because she
She doesn't
Tabitha
want her
finds
to
a
be found.
hatch in the like another basement that she digs out completely and she's like trying to open it and then the drowned woman comes and like keeps her quiet so that she doesn't get found.
What do you think's down
So
there?
the caves.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it probably leads to the caves. Um, yeah, and then Elgin and Ellis, really, it's messed up, obviously, because like we know that Elgin like took Fatima, and he's kind of like telling him like, oh, I had a friend, who whatever got like went missing, and it was fine, like he was just playing at a playground somewhere, and Ellis is very much like, well, this is a big deal, like what are you talking about? And I kind of feel like Ellis should have been a little bit more suspicious because Elgin starts to sort of tell him like, I think she's gonna be okay, like I think this is all about the baby or whatever, and just the way he's saying things feels very like something that you're not like
Divulging.
divulging. And but Ellis, I mean, he looks at him suspiciously, but he doesn't like confront him about it further, and it's just like, come on, like let's go, let's keep going. um yeah. And then there's Jade
Jade's
and
making his
Victor.
own bottle
Yeah,
tree. Um, I don't know.
he sees Christopher
I still don't know. Yeah, with the
with the doll.
doll. I still don't know what to make of the trees.
Yeah,
I
I don't know
mean,
at
I
all.
had said that you have to enter them at night. That's why they come out is to protect them. What the numbers could possibly mean, how he's recreating them.
She is running at night.
She is, and they stop her before she can go through.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think we actually see her die, but I can only assume she actually
She
died.
gets tackled.
Yeah, you're
um
probably not getting
I
away.
mean, we have seen them show restraint though. They have like not killed people,
Sure,
obviously.
Boyd.
Randall, Boyd,
Yeah,
right? So it's possible that they just like captured her and like took her somewhere.
maybe.
So we don't necessarily have a confirmation that she's dead. We're just
Correct.
assuming. Yeah, so it's possible.
The kid tries to, or does successfully stop Victor from chopping down the tree.
Yeah.
Um, so should the tree be chopped down? I think we've come to not trust but believe that the kids are the good and
Right.
that they are trying to help them along. But who knows? They might just be like part of the evil
Yeah.
that's just giving them false hope. Like just to screw with their minds even more. So
Sure.
maybe cutting down the tree is a good thing.
It's possible.
because when Tabitha and Jim are digging in the
Yeah.
basement, they get a call like stop,
Yeah.
and when they don't, they collapse the house on them.
Right.
Right? So there are things that they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Digging was one of them, and chopping down this tree now is another one of them.
Yeah.
I do think ultimately Mary, Randall, Julie will have to go to the ruins together.
Yeah.
Julie's going to have to finish that vision because she said she heard Tabitha, her mom, and Victor, which she was time traveling in another
Right.
one, right? And I think that I can't remember what they find down there. Don't they just locate, like, they look at a creature and see it, and then it comes up and they like run away? But that's who's in there. Like, they go in together.
Yeah.
Tabitha and Victor go in the caves together
Yeah.
in one
Yeah.
episode.
Yes. Yes.
So I think she's time traveling when she goes through there. And I do think that, they might be why Tabitha was able to get out,
Mm.
right? That they can go in there and they're going to help her
Yeah.
get out somehow the first time.
Yeah.
But they might need to try to coordinate their efforts where they go into the ruins and then Tabitha goes through the tree at the same time, and they try to meet up somehow. But I don't, you can't control where you go and when you go. But
Not that
she
we
was
know
supposed
of.
to do something in those caves. She threw the rope down for Boyd. Then she went in the caves and she got pulled out too early because she was taken there for another reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Randall is going to have to be coaxed into going there. That's going to be a tough sell.
Yeah.
Mary and Juliet, because they're the three that were in there. I think that they're going to have to go there together, and something's going to happen when they all three walk together through.
Yeah. No, I do think there's going to be something with the ruins and the three of them. Yeah.
Or maybe it's just going to be Julie. I mean, maybe it just has to be one of them at
Yeah.
least. But I think Mary's going to be revealed to have been drugging their drinks. I think we won't get a resolution to that. I don't think anyone's going to catch them. I think we're going to, like, the audience is going to be in the inside knowledge on that. We're going to see her putting shit in their drinks or something.
Yeah.
But who knows with this show? Like, I don't know what to expect because they'll leave us off with nothing.
Oh,
And be
sure.
like, come
They
back for
can.
season 4.
Yeah, I won't be super surprised if we don't have, because that's kind of how season one ended, right?
I can't remember, but I'm gonna say
Hmm.
Fatima gives birth
Yes.
by the end of season 3 in the next episode.
Yeah.
I think that Elgin will somehow ultimately lead to the death of Ellis.
Hmm.
Mary will be revealed to have drugged Julie and Randall.
Yeah.
Boyd will have a collapse to which he can't get up from. And they're going to be like, oh my God, like, what the hell? And then in season 4, he'll be like in a wheelchair or something.
Oof. Yeah.
These are my predictions.
Okay.
And that Acosta is going to try to take over, and there's going to be a lot of people that are not happy with that.
Yeah, I definitely see her kind of trying to exert her power.
I think Jade will have a big revelation with the bottle tree, which will ultimately lead to Tabitha once again going through the tree towards
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I think she's gonna get back on the tree
Fatima
too.
will give birth in the caves after she opens
Digs
that
out.
door
Yeah.
and finds the caves down there, like you had suggested.
Yeah.
And then the monsters come and take her baby.
Yeah. And she's like, ah.
And she lives down there with them.
She's gonna live with them, or they're gonna kill her.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm making a lot of assumptions here in a
Yes.
45-minute episode.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know
they
if
would
we're gonna.
really have to, like, go in hard for all
I-
those things to happen that quickly.
Yeah, I definitely don't know if they're gonna do that, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm making like 5-6 predictions.
So you could be right with one of them.
To be right about
one or
at least
two.
a couple of them,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's, you make predictions and
Yeah.
you get like 1 or 2 right, and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, ignore the 5 you were wrong on.
Yeah.
So, any predictions to end this?
No, I mean I agree with you on definitely Fatima giving birth and Tabitha going through the tree. I don't know if I can think of any other ones. Ellis could die, definitely.
Sarah could die.
Sarah could die. That was the other one that I thought
I
potentially,
feel
but
like the town's gonna like,
lynch mob her.
yeah,
Yeah, I do too. I think they're gonna like find out something and be like, it's her.
which sucks because I really like
I
Sarah.
do too. I feel like she's had a rough time. I mean, everybody has, but she's really alone. Like everyone has someone now, at least, and she's very isolated.
Yeah,
So we'll see next week. Big finale.
we could also see Victor's mom
Oh yes,
is still
yes. That would
alive,
be the other thing I would maybe
and
think is that
maybe
we could get.
Julie and them find his mom chained like that old guy that Boyd found and release her and
Yeah.
bring her back, and then Henry, Victor, and his mom are reunited. I
Mm,
wouldn't expect that to happen in the next episode, but I mean like
next
season
season.
4.
Yeah.
Maybe they find out she's alive.
Yeah.
We see more of her vision when she touches Victor again,
Right.
because she only saw half a vision.
She's been having visions now every time Victor like touches her or like having some weird moment at least.
This is
So
all just wishful thinking, I guess.
we're speculating
We are speculating
pretty hard.
irresponsibly. No, I feel like I have enough.
Like film
No,
in
I
you.
have enough evidence to support my claims. Like, I don't think I'm making ridiculous claims that are completely ill-founded
No, I don't
or
think so either.
unfounded
Yeah. No,
or
I think
ill-conceived.
yeah, I think that you've got some good ideas.
Yeah. Oh, is my little tummy. This is what happens when we
I
make
think it's
these
Ben.
videos, and then I always have to edit. I always have to
It might
crop
have
the
been, I
image
don't
because
know
I
when.
get these little belly shows.
I like the belly shows. Oops, sorry.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's it. One more episode, and then we are going to. I don't know what our next show will be that we cover week to week.
Oh yeah, week to week. I
Um,
don't know. We might not have a week to week one for a little
Yellow
bit.
Jackets,
Oh
probably,
yes, but that won't
because
be for
that
a
comes
little
out pretty
while.
soon.
Does it?
I want to say Silo just dropped, but we
Yeah,
don't cover
we're
that
not
on this
reviewing that.
because it's not horror.
But we are liking it.
Um, Silo, yeah, Silo's
So
great.
it's really good.
Severance is in 2 months.
Ooh, yeah.
Squid Game season 2 comes out in December 26th. But that's, did we cover season 1?
I don't remember.
It doesn't
I
drop
don't know
week
if
to
we did
week
it.
though.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we did, we just did like a. We might have done a video on it. I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
So what's coming up? Let us know so we can cover a new show week to week. Obviously, The Last of Us will come out probably somewhere between March and May.
Mm-hmm.
That's speculation right now, but they know that they want to get out the first 7 or 6 episodes or something to qualify for the Emmys.
Mm.
So that's the producer stated, like, we have to have this many episodes out by this time in order to, and we want to qualify for the Emmys this year. So that pretty much confirms that it's probably going to come out in somewhere in like March.
Yeah.
But that's still like 4 or 5 months from now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's going to be another show that goes week to week. We don't cover a lot of shows week to week. We will cover a whole show after it's done.
Yes, yeah.
But week to weeks, we only really do Chucky.
Yeah, we do a handful.
From Yellow Jackets. Very few.
Yes.
We tried to do it with Servant. We did not stick with that.
We did not stick with it.
Which sucked because I actually liked Servant.
Yeah, I did too.
We did it with Day of the Dead, which no one cared about.
We stayed with Day of the Dead
the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, we like to do. I mean, we're obviously it's not week to week, but we're doing X-Files episode by episode, which has been quite an undertaking that not many people are interested in, but we have a good time talking about it.
We have about 100 people that watch it every time we drop it, and we get tons of comments from them over the hundred plus videos now. Like, I'm so glad you're doing this. I'm rewatching with you. So even if it was just one person,
yes, it's fun for us. So we're doing that. But yeah, I mean, we have some other television series. Like, we're gonna be finishing Hysteria soon and reviewing that.
We have one episode left. That'll be
we have
in the next couple days.
Yeah, we have the Howard's Mill cool found
Yeah.
footage television series that we just found out about today.
Yeah.
And I think also we're going to try and start The Terror
Yeah, an
as
old
well.
AMC show from a few
Um,
years back.
yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago now. But anyway, that's that.
That's
Let
that.
us know. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.
Bye.